everyone, thanks for joining me today. Today I'm doing kind of like a box opening slash testing of some new markers I got for my birthday. I'm going to test them on these books, which are also new. This is the beautiful new Route 66 coloring perforated spiral bound tablet by Colorit. I'm going to try on this, and then here I have some blank sheets that are kind of my testers that I use under my pages, which is my Nina cardstock I use for my Etsy printables, which is great for divider pages. And I'm going to do a page, something on this page here from Tropical Wonders by Creative Haven. I do have a video out where I did a flip through of each of these books, so you can check out those links below. And the reason I'm doing both books is so we can kind of test this typical Creative Haven single-sided perforated pages, which is thinner like Amazon paper, and we can also test it on these nice thick cardstock, and we can even do a little bit on my Nina divider paper as well. So these are the markers here. They are by the company Restly 120 art markers. They're made in China. They are alcohol markers. There's 120, so there's a lot, and these are budget friendly. So I believe there's around $36, $38. And you get a cute little top carrying case. It's really cute. So I'm a fan of alcohol markers, both expensive and inexpensive. You know, honestly, I have some inexpensive sets I've had for years that I'm still using just as well as I'm using the expensive ones like the Shinhan and the Copics and the Prismacolor Premier markers. So it just depends on what I'm doing. The color is just as good. The blending might not be as good, but the color is just as good. So this is what they look like when you open it. They're in plastic, and these are really thin. So I kind of like that. They're not the normal big chunky markers. They're unusually built. They have this kind of divot here. They are thin. I actually haven't even tested these yet. They have a brush tip, and it's very fine. It's kind of fine. It's not really fat, and a chisel tip. And again, it's not as thick as something like on a Copic. So I have here Copic, one of my favorite Copic brush markers. So you can see the chisel on these. They're a little different. The Copic one is, I'm sure you can see that, it's thicker. So it's a little more thin, but it's a little longer, if that makes sense. So it's just different. Haven't even tried or colored with a single one of these yet. And it's oval. They're kind of oval, so they're meant to like not roll off your desk if you had them on your desk. So I'm actually going to open these, get this plastic off. So we got a ton of colors here. If you can see these. We have all these blues, tons of grays, which are nice because you don't see a whole lot of gray variety sometimes in marker sets. Lots of pinks, mostly lots of greens, which I love because I love my earth tones. The greens and the browns, there's a lot of those. A few oranges and peaches, and lots of purples and pinks, fuchsias. So I'm kind of excited to give these a try. I'm going to move this off to the side. The plastic is, you have to almost take the whole thing out and get the plastic out. It's fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use some dividers so I don't bleed through in the Tropical Wonders by Marty Noble book. I'm going to grab, let's get a couple other greens here to try. Let's try, like, let's see, we're doing leaves. Doesn't really matter. I guess we could do any green combo. I mean, I don't have a swatch for these, so we're just totally winging it. Got some greens. And I think I might want to try, well, let's just do the greens for now. So, a few ways this can be done. Here you see these leaves are, this is line art, right? So you have these leaves by sort of long racing track type sections. Sometimes I like to get 4 or 5 different greens and rotate and just fill in each section. So it's kind of like doing more of a Zen doodle style. If I have a really, if I have cheaper alcohol markers with bigger chisel nibs, I might do blending just all the way down. So not each one is colored separate. So it's just all blended. But this would take a lot of ink to blend. So I think for our purpose, I'm going to just do each one a different color so we can test some different greens. And these are extremely light. It doesn't even feel like you're holding anything. And does it have a color name? Does not, just a number. This is 56. So I'm just going to color. I barely touched it. I already got a green spot there. I think I need to zoom in my camera. How do I do that? Let's see if I can do that. Nah, sorry. Oh no, I can't do that because I can't get it in the camera then. Actually, yes I can. I lied. Ignore me. We're going to be doing up here. So I'm going to just pull it down this way. If you go over the lines, it's fine. You're just going to be going over the next section with a different green. And we will try blending in the other coloring book. So first thing I can say is they're extremely liquidy. I'm barely touching the page and it's coming out really fluid. So we have 4 markers. So if we do every 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that means this 4th one will be the same color again for rotating. And I have tons of colored pencil sets that have been given to me, I've bought or gifted, that I've only done demos on or some haven't opened. I'm going to be putting a few up for sale. I know I've said that a few times, but I'm doing it for sure, like maybe tomorrow or the next day. I just need to scale down some of my art supplies and I need some extra money. So keep an eye out for super, super bargains. So if you're using this for fine line, it's so fluid that if you go too close to the line, if you're trying to keep something right in the lines, it could bleed over a little. So that tells me these are better for blending. This is the 4th one. And we're going to try another green here in a minute. So I can tell you that it's going on this paper nicely, that's for sure. Doesn't feel dry, doesn't feel scratchy. It's nice, rich color. We're on a different green now. I'm just going to do longer. So instead of scribbling like a crayon, I'm just pulling. That way, and I don't see like any stripes or tracks. It's just softly coating. These are actually nice markers. I'm surprised how controlled I can get them in such a tight spaces. I'm not having to hardly even touch the paper, honestly. Like it's just barely like flicking it downward. Nice greens. I don't notice much odor from them. I thought I did, but now I don't smell anything. So I guess that's good. I hate the ones that smell like whatever it is that they put in there. That looks nice. So then let's move on to another green. This one is more of like an olive. Palm tree green, not a great green combo. That's actually more the color of the palm tree. I'm going to save that one for the palm tree. Let's do, well, now see if we can blend one over that. Let's grab another green. This is the palm tree leaf color. Ooh, that one's way lighter. Oh, it's blending a little. But you got to make sure it's still, yeah, it's blending a little. You got to make sure it's still moist when you blend. Now these 2 greens I'm doing side by side are too similar, so you're not going to see a big contrast here. Darn it. I like them to look a little different. That's okay. Let's just move on to this one. It's another kind of a lighter green here. Once you get to where you're in the middle piece, you can just kind of color it in and don't worry if it overlaps, because it's all gonna blend. Yeah, these are really nice so far. They're not bulky to hold, that's for sure. Need to get one more green. We will use these same greens in the next book, and we will compare, and we'll do a flower in there. So let's get one more green. How about, let's see. Ooh, something real dark. Is that too dark? We're moving on into the turquoises. See how this one looks. This is what happens when you don't have a swatch. You don't know what they look like till you're doing it. Okay, this one's a little dark. It's still a little olive, but whatever. That's got too much brown in it. Don't like that one. These will be saved for my palm leaf. Again, I didn't swatch these, so let's try this light green here. There we go. This looks better. We're on the brighter greens. Can I go over this? And going over it, that helped fix it a little. So yeah, it is going a little bit over the line just from the moisture. Once it sets on the paper and it spreads a teeny fraction, like it spread a little into that leaf there. So if you're using these, I would not go right up to the line, just go just before a line, and then it'll set in just right. So that looks nice. For the palm tree, so I'll go back later and do all these leaves like that, but it's already dry. It does bleed through, obviously. You can see that. Nice and bright colors. Let's use a little bit of this olivey color in the palm tree. See if we can do a little blending. Then let's get our other green here. Typically when you want to blend, you want to have two that are similar colors, maybe one a little lighter, one a little darker. So this has a little brown in it. So it looks, I think it blends nicely. Like you can see a little bit of that through there. If I was to get like a yellow, let's see if I can dab a little yellow on the top here. That'll show through. Yes, it does. Look at that. Oh, can you guys see that? My bad. I'm coloring on camera. You can't even see it. Yep. Put a little yellow in there. Yep, see how that's blending? Let's do that again. I'll show you what I just did. Took this darker, kind of olivey palm green. I'm going to fill it in with the lighter one. And then I'm going to dab a little yellow right on the lighter part. Oh yeah, see that does it. It actually blends. Look at that. Like almost like a highlight. That's pretty. So let's see what else. I'm going to set these aside. We have, oh, there's some browns we could do the base with. Let's see. Oh dear. I have no idea how dark these are going to be. This one is 101. It looks somewhat light. Let's see how true it is to the barrel. It looks darker here than it does here. So look more at the ink color when you're trying to choose colors than at the marker color. But then again, it's a little, yeah, let's just see. Let's just do it. See, I'm getting a little bleed over right there. But that's fine. I went a little too close to the line, but I just have to use something dark for the clouds when I go right there, like a gray, so it covers that up. So I'm just going to go not too close to the line. This one has like almost like a little yellow in it. Barely brush that upward. could blend another brown over this if you want a little more dimension. There we go. I'm a little close to the line there again, but just trying to kind of show you. Whoa. Go back over it a second time. We can make it darker. So you can do layers on this. Look at that. A little bit of layers. Let's go back over it again. There you go. Looks pretty good. So in this, on this Creative Haven paper, nice and fluid, it's juicy, it's liquidy. They're not overly bold or dark. They're light. They feel light, just like the marker feels light. So it's not like a heavy ink, but it's a good color. It's a solid color. If that makes sense. Not like a heavy ink like on a Sharpie. So I hope that gives you an idea there. We can kind of go back out. You can kind of see what we did with these greens. So then let's go and take out our page here. Let's go do it on this beautiful one here. Not sure where this is along Route 66. Maybe Washington, Yosemite or Washington. No, Washington. Gosh. Oh, I feel like I know what it is, but I can't think of it. So for green, let's blend a couple of, let's see if we can blend like a leaf. Move my camera a little bit. See if we can do like a leaf here. This paper is thicker. It's like a cardstock, a lot thicker. Well, what greens shall we use? Let's do some of the same greens we did for the last one. Let's just blend a couple. I'm gonna blend a few different greens. I'm gonna start at the base and do dark. Do dark all the way in the middle. I'm gonna get one that's a little lighter. I'm gonna blend. I do think it's blending better on this paper for sure. Let's get another green, just a little lighter. Leave some room on the page, then we'll do this final light green. And I'm even using the last green we used. I got like 5 different greens on this one leaf. I'm touching incredibly lightly. I also have an alcohol marker blender I want to try. Hold on. This is from my 3-pack alcohol marker blenders. It's Art and Fly. It's one of my faves. Let's just blend and see what happens. I'm gonna take the brush and there's 2 ends. It's gonna blend here, see if I can lighten it up. It kind of makes it look like there's light hitting it when you kind of do that. Just pulling the darker into the lighter. I kind of like that look better. Oh, and I'm only going over the light areas here. Barely. I think that looks, so it's a little less dry. The other one wasn't dry, it was fluidy, but it was like The paper you can tell feels dry, if depending on how much tooth is on it or what quality paper. This one is a very smooth paper, so you don't kind of get that scratchy feel when you're, it's just like running it over, it's like gliding over. Gliding. I just like to blend a lot of different greens. Look natural. So this is definitely better paper, and you can see the paper does make a difference. The Amazon paper doesn't blend as well with any alcohol marker. You can do it. It's just, it dries a lot faster for some reason, maybe because it's not a smooth paper, so it's harder to blend. Let me take my alcohol marker and just go over a few light areas right here. Kind of softening things up. Ooh, I like it. I think it looks really nice. Yeah, these are great on this paper. Even better. Love. Oh, we have a brown. What else can we do? You want to try like some... Now, this is all the 5 things I used on that leaf on the previous book, which I'm going to save so I can do all these leaves. So the brown I did on the palm tree we could do here, but let's get a darker brown to do like the tree base. Maybe like a tree base here. Just have a plain old darker brown. I'm actually going to blend in a little of the one we did on that palm stem. Contrast might be too much to blend. The brown is way too dark compared to the other one. You need some colors a little closer, but then again, it is still blending and it almost is looking more like a highlight. Yeah, it looks kind of natural because no, you know, tree trunks aren't one solid color. Actually, I like that. Me likey. Any more tree trunks? There is a tree trunk over here. Can do, and then we'll do a flower. Do a little brown. Just a tiny bit. So these are definitely a win. These were a gift for me for my birthday. From my son. Harder to get a tight space here. It's all he could afford, and I really like them actually. So good budget marker. A little more bleed over than you'd like if you go too close, but again, as long as what you're doing next to it, you can go over. If it bleeds over, it's not a biggie. All right, let's do some pinks and purples and do some flowers. We do this flower here. Let's get really pretty colors. 1, 2, 3. Let's try these 3. Just random grabbing, a few different shades. Let's see what happens here. Let's do some darker leaf at the base. Try to work quick so things don't completely get dry so I can blend. Ooh, blending nice. Look at that. Not as light as I would have liked. I do want to swatch these probably because you know what you're getting, but overall, this one actually had too much coral in it. I thought it was a light pink. Actually has a little bit of coral. Do I have a lighter pink here? Yeah, let's try this one. Let's try a different petal again. And then if it fades too much, you can go back over with your darker one and put that definition back in there. All right, let's try this. Just keep pulling over the area you're trying to blend, dabbing and pulling until it blends. Okay, then we got a nice light pink. There we go. That's a little better. I'm going to put this light pink in the middle too. You can use the alcohol blender. You can just keep going over with the light one. That should blend it nice. So you can see the difference. This one has more pink in it and light pink. This one has more coral from that final color, which did blend over the whole thing. So that kind of stands out well. Let's use a little alcohol blender. Just go over the white, more white parts. Gives like some little highlights right there. Shows better on this lighter one. See that? Ooh, pretty. You like, actually I kind of like the petals rotating like that. So let's do this again. Let's do one more here. Add that one dark color back in. Yeah, so these are definitely good blenders. Nothing blends 100% exactly as well as like the Copic or but these are more like an Ohuhu, but a little more juicy, if that makes sense. And I love my Ohuhus. They're probably my most top used markers. I have every single set they've made. And my original set is starting to dry out. I've had them for like almost 3 years now. I've probably tossed out at least 15 of them because I've used them up finally this last few months. There you go. We could do this one with that opposite colorway put back. Let's do that. Let's do one more petal and I'll show you the whole flower. How I do my little flowers. The base, go up on the side, up in the center, up. Move quickly. I'm using that more corally one, so it'll contrast with the one over here. Pulling the dark one upward. I'm going to actually put that light pink in the middle here of all of these. And then just try to blend the overlap from these other petals into it. See, right here it bled out a little. And then I'm going to take the alcohol blender. I'm going to do just little white spots on the little petal parts right there. I think it's pretty, but yeah, right here it bled over and right here. More so when you add the alcohol blender, which is fine. We're going to have darker grass around here. So I think it's lovely. Look how well that blended. My goodness. So that's my quick little demo. I guess we could do a Christmas tree. Is that what they are? They're like evergreens. Let's see what the darkest green I have here is. Why not? Why not? Here's some dark. These dark enough. I don't have a swatch. Actually, we don't have a swatch. Just do this. Take out one of these. Let's test which ones are going to be the good for the trees. We've got, ooh, that's dark. I'm using the wide tip here. Ooh, look at that. Look how solid those colors are. Guys, when I zoom in, I can never tell when I'm in the camera or not. So look how solid it is when you use the, oh, that was really dark. That's got a lot of like blackish brown in it. So I think for the trees, I think I'm going to try to use all three. Which one was this one? Was that? That's the first one. One. All right, so let's just put this back. We're going to try to do a tree up here. I feel unprepared without a swatch. So I'm gonna do some of these little dark parts of the tree. Just give it a little definition. Now this, shoot, I think I mixed them with the way I laid them down. Not sure if that was the darkest one or not. You really wanted the darkest one to be that way, and it's not. Of course it's not. I aligned them on my table wrong. Haha. Oopsie-daisy. That's right. Live and learn, live and learn. We're just gonna kind of go over this a little, around it. Kind of blend it in. You can kind of see. Kind of go across a little. Let's get that other green. Just gonna kind of go over the other colors. I'm actually gonna get that first one we did. I'm gonna put some of that in here. Darker. Let's get that second one. Get that final one. You can also get a really nice light green if you want to lighten it up in some areas. This is one of the lighter ones we did. Well, it might be too late, but you can put that in some of your touch-up areas. Where there's some lighter spots I missed, I like to take the blender. A little too dark at the crust, but I like to lighten it up a little in some spots right there. See, I lightened it up in a few areas there. I like that. Sometimes I like to get a little black pen. If I have one here. Come on, black pen. Where are you? It's a disaster on here. There you go. Does this work? This does. I want to go and do some zigzags here to define those tree layers. And on the outside. There. I think it looks nice. Me likey. So anyway, that is this one. That's just the beginning. You'll see the finished page. If I don't get it done in the front of this video, it'll probably be for my what I colored in June, maybe. or July. So I hope you liked seeing these Wrestly marker kits. I will link below this set if you'd like to find it along with the books. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked the markers, and I hope you enjoyed learning something new today. Thanks for watching.